something terrifying is lurking in US rivers.
He's absolutely enormous.
From aggressive alligators
That's definitely a moccasin.
to venomous water moccasins, these creatures are shocking scientists. And the last one is unlike anything you've heard before, so dangerous it can attack your brain and cause a silent death. Stay tuned to see what's hiding beneath the waters near you. The bull shark. Our first story takes us deep into the heart of America, to places where no ocean predator should ever be able to survive. Yet, in 2021, acoustic tagging technology revealed something that sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Bull sharks confirmed in the Mississippi River near St. Louis, Missouri, over 1,000 miles from the nearest ocean.
One thing that makes the bull shark unique from many other shark species is that they have the ability to tolerate fresh water. And to me, that makes them truly an incredible predator.
But how is this even possible? The answer lies in one of nature's most remarkable adaptations. Bull sharks have highly specialized kidneys which rapidly process the fresh water and get rid of it, with their urine rate increasing up to 15 times, allowing them to flush fresh water out of their system constantly. This physiological marvel enables them to do what most sharks cannot: survive in environments that would literally cause other shark species' cells to explode from water absorption. The bull shark, scientifically known as Cottonmouth lucas, represents one of nature's most perfect killing machines, growing up to 11 feet long and weighing over 500 pounds. With a bite force up to 1,300 psi. Rivaling great whites, these apex predators possess serrated teeth that create jagged wounds, leading to severe blood loss, infection, or amputation. Their aggressive and territorial nature, combined with their preference for shallow, murky waters, makes them particularly dangerous to unsuspecting humans.
This was a juvenile shark, and it moved straight upriver, and this makes perfect sense to me. I mean, there's a lot of big sharks along the coastline, and these small sharks are incredibly vulnerable to these large sharks.
But the mystery deepens when we consider why these oceanic predators venture so far inland. Research has revealed a disturbing truth. Juvenile bull sharks utilize upper reaches of rivers to escape big predators, as there's an abundance of prey and less competition from larger sharks. However, this survival strategy comes with its own deadly twist.
The upper reaches of this river may be a perfect place for young bull sharks to avoid being eaten by their own kind, except for one little detail. All they've done is swap one set of killing jaws for another, because here the crocodile is king.
The implications for human safety are staggering. Bull sharks are responsible for about 100 unprovoked attacks worldwide annually, with a 25% fatality rate, higher in rivers due to delayed medical access. The International Shark Attack File ranks them third for unprovoked bites globally, and their presence in America's river systems represents an escalating threat that scientists are only beginning to understand. What makes this phenomenon even more alarming is the documented range expansion. Historical sightings in the Mississippi River date back to the 1930s near St. Louis, but recent acoustic tagging studies have confirmed regular movement patterns that suggest these are not isolated incidents. Climate change is expanding their range northward, with 2025 models predicting increased Mississippi incursions by 2030 due to warmer Gulf waters. The presence of bull sharks in US rivers represents more than just an ecological curiosity. It's a paradigm shift in how we understand apex predator behavior and adaptation. These creatures have essentially conquered two worlds, marine and freshwater, making them one of the most successful and dangerous predators on the planet. After bull shark, deep in the murky waters of America's southeastern rivers lurks a creature that has remained virtually unchanged for millions of years. A living dinosaur whose presence turns peaceful waterways into potential death traps. The American alligator. The American alligator, Alligator mississippiensis, represents one of nature's most perfect ambush predators, and its expanding population is creating increasingly dangerous encounters with humans across the United States.
He's absolutely enormous. I am genuinely completely overwhelmed.
The sheer scale of these prehistoric survivors is breathtaking. Males can reach 14 feet in length, while females grow to 9 feet, with muscular tails enabling swimming bursts up to 20 mouths to menace. But size alone doesn't tell the full story of their lethality. These armored behemoths possess jaws that clamp down with over 2,000 pounds per square inch of pressure, enough force to crush bones instantly and drag victims into the water for their signature death roll.
This is Henry. He was a man-eating croc caught by an elephant hunter.
The longevity of these creatures adds another layer to their danger profile. The accumulated experience and territorial knowledge of ancient alligators like Henry make them exponentially more dangerous than younger specimens. What makes alligators particularly terrifying is their patience and stealth. The statistics surrounding alligator attacks paint a grim picture of their impact on human safety. American alligators kill more people in the US than any other large wild animal, with 1-2 fatalities per year. Since 1940, 1948, there have been over 1,000 documented attacks, with dozens proving fatal. The death roll technique is particularly devastating, capable of submerging and disorienting victims in under 10 seconds. According to research published in Wilderness and Environmental Medicine, serious and repeated attacks usually involve alligators over 8 feet, with 19% of victims experiencing multiple bites. This data, compiled from 376 US cases between 1948 and 2009, reveals the calculated brutality of these predators. Georgia biologist Dr. James Nitschke explains that Florida's high attack rates stem from dense alligator populations and human proximity to water. The recovery of alligator populations from near extinction has created an unexpected crisis. US Fish and Wildlife Service data shows population recovery from near extinction, hunted for hides, to 5 million today, increasing human encounters. This conservation success story has inadvertently created a more dangerous environment for humans, particularly in prime river habitats like the Mississippi Delta, Pearl River, and Chattahoochee River systems. The danger extends beyond direct attacks. Alligator bites carry serious risks of bacterial infection, particularly from Aeromonas bacteria, while their meat contains bioaccumulated toxins like mercury that can cause neurological issues in humans who consume it. Additionally, females guard nests aggressively from April through June, heightening spring risks for anyone venturing into their territory. Recent incidents underscore the ongoing threat these prehistoric predators pose. A 2025 incident in South Carolina's Lake Marion claimed a swimmer's life, while multiple documented attacks continue to occur in prime alligator habitats across the southeastern United States. The convergence of recovering predator populations and increasing human recreation in river environments creates a perfect storm for dangerous encounters. Let's now tell you, in the depths of America's northern rivers and Great Lakes tributaries lurks a predator so aggressive, so perfectly designed for ambush attacks that anglers and swimmers have learned to fear the explosive violence of their strikes: northern pike and musky. The northern pike and its massive cousin, the muskellunge or musky, represent freshwater predation at its most brutal and efficient.
Right there's about a high 40-inch musky right there. Got him on 10-pound test right there in the corner of the mouth.
These torpedo-shaped killing machines can reach lengths of 55 inches and weights exceeding 60 pounds, armed with elongated snouts packed with up to 700 razor-sharp, backward-facing teeth designed for one purpose: preventing prey from escaping once seized. Their bodies are perfectly engineered for explosive ambush attacks, capable of accelerating from complete stillness to over 30 miles per hour in the blink of an eye. The hunting strategy of these freshwater assassins is as terrifying as it is effective. They lurk motionless in weed beds and undercut riverbanks, using their mottled camouflage to blend seamlessly with aquatic vegetation. When unsuspecting prey, or in some cases human limbs, creates vibrations or disturbances in the water, these predators explode from cover with devastating force. Biologist Jeremy Wade, renowned for his investigations into dangerous freshwater creatures, explains the mechanism behind musky attacks. Musky attacks at Eagle Lake were investigated. Poor eyesight and erratic swimmer movements mimic prey, leading to strikes, not aggression. This revelation is particularly disturbing because it suggests that humans inadvertently trigger predatory responses through normal swimming motions. The injuries inflicted by these freshwater predators are severe and often require extensive medical intervention. Lacerations from strikes on splashing limbs, kayaks, or fishing lines often require stitches and antibiotics due to bacteria on teeth. While not typically fatal, hundreds of angler injuries occur yearly, with wounds prone to serious infection due to the diverse bacterial load present in pike and musky mouths. Recent research has revealed even more alarming developments in pike behavior and distribution. A 2025 Alaska study documented pike migrating via brief saltwater tolerance, invading new rivers and disrupting established ecosystems as dominant predators. This adaptation allows them to colonize previously inaccessible waterways, expanding their range and potential impact on both native species and human recreation. The ecological consequences of pike invasions are staggering. These predators systematically eliminate native fish populations, particularly salmonids, fundamentally altering river ecosystems. Their presence creates what researchers describe as fishing deserts, areas where recreational fishing becomes both dangerous and unproductive due to the elimination of target species. A recent Colorado case demonstrates the real-world impact of these predators on human recreation. A 2023 Colorado incident required 20 stitches for a kayaker who was attacked while navigating what appeared to be peaceful waters. The unexpected nature of such attacks makes them particularly dangerous, as victims rarely have time to protect themselves or seek immediate medical attention. The northern expansion of these predators into previously safe waters represents a significant shift in freshwater ecosystems. Great Lakes tributaries, Mississippi headwaters, waters and Colorado River stretches now host high musky populations, creating new zones of danger for recreational users. The warming of northern waters due to climate change may accelerate this expansion, bringing these aggressive predators into contact with unprepared human populations. Trophy-sized specimens represent the greatest threat to human safety. Pike and musky that reach 50+ pounds possess the mass and jaw strength to inflict catastrophic injuries on humans. Their territorial nature and aggressive response to perceived threats make encounters with these giants particularly dangerous, especially during spawning seasons when they become hypervigilant about defending their territory. The psychological impact of pike and musky attacks often exceeds the physical trauma. Victims describe the shocking speed and violence of attacks as life-changing experiences that permanently alter their relationship with freshwater recreation. The knowledge that these predators lurk unseen in familiar waters creates a lasting sense of vulnerability that many find difficult to overcome. Another dangerous creature found in US rivers is the Cottonmouth menace. The placid surface of southeastern rivers conceals one of America's most dangerous serpents, a creature so perfectly adapted to aquatic life that it has earned the fear and respect of everyone who ventures into its domain. The cottonmouth, also known as the water moccasin, represents the convergence of venomous lethality and aquatic mastery, creating a threat that can emerge from water, land, or even the air above.
No, that's definitely a moccasin. Yeah, he's got a black eye stripe. Boy, hey, shoot!
Growing up to 6 feet in length, the cottonmouth is a semi-aquatic pit viper whose thick, muscular body and keeled scales are perfectly adapted for both swimming and striking. Its most distinctive feature, the bright white mouth lining displayed in threat postures, serves as nature's warning system, though by the time this warning is visible, it's often too late to avoid danger. The cottonmouth's aquatic abilities set it apart from other venomous snakes. Unlike terrestrial serpents that avoid water, cottonmouths actively hunt in rivers, swamps, and slow-moving waterways. They swim with their heads elevated above the surface, constantly scanning for prey or threats. Most, alarmingly, they have been observed dropping from overhanging branches directly into boats or onto unsuspecting swimmers below.
That's a big one. You know a gator'd love to get a hold of him.
This observation reveals another layer of the complex predator-prey relationships in southern river systems, where even venomous snakes must navigate the dangers posed by larger aquatic predators. The venom of the cottonmouth represents one of nature's most sophisticated biological weapons. The hemotoxic cocktail destroys tissue and disrupts blood clotting, causing intense swelling, necrosis, and potentially organ failure if left untreated. The progression of symptoms can lead to compartment syndrome, where swelling cuts off blood circulation to affected areas, sometimes necessitating amputation to save the victim's life. Despite its fearsome reputation, scientific research reveals nuanced aspects of cottonmouth behavior. University of Georgia herpetologists note that cottonmouths seldom bite unless stepped on or handled. Their aggressive reputation is overstated. However, this shouldn't diminish the very real danger they pose to humans in aquatic environments. The cottonmouth is classified as one of the big 4 venomous snakes in the United States, along with copperheads, rattlesnakes, and coral snakes. While Texas Parks and Wildlife Department data indicates they account for less than 1% of US snakebite deaths, the fatality rate increases dramatically without prompt medical intervention, particularly in remote river locations where antivenom may not be readily available. The preferred habitat of cottonmouths encompasses some of the most popular recreational waterways in the southeastern United States. They thrive in the Mississippi Delta region, Alabama's Mobile River system, and slow-moving southeastern waters like the Congaree River in South Carolina and the Suwannee River spanning Florida and Georgia. These locations coincide with prime fishing, swimming, and boating areas, creating inevitable human-snake encounters. Environmental factors significantly influence cottonmouth activity and aggression levels. They thrive in water temperatures between 70–90 degrees Celsius, with juveniles being more venomous per body size than adults. This temperature preference means peak danger periods coincide with prime recreational seasons when rivers are most heavily used by humans. Recent incidents underscore the ongoing threat posed by cottonmouths in river environments. A 2025 Alabama case near Mobile caused hospitalization, but resulted in full recovery with prompt treatment. This outcome highlights both the serious nature of cottonmouth envenomation and the importance of immediate medical intervention. The behavioral ecology of cottonmouths includes several characteristics that make them particularly dangerous to river users. They are more active during twilight hours when visibility is reduced. They can remain submerged for extended periods while hunting, and they show territorial behavior during mating season. Their ability to strike both in water and on land means there are few safe spaces when cottonmouths are present. Prevention strategies focus on awareness and avoidance, as these serpents are most dangerous when surprised surprised or cornered. Understanding their preferred habitats, recognizing their swimming behavior, and maintaining vigilance during river activities remain the most effective methods for avoiding potentially fatal encounters with these venomous aquatic predators. Among the venomous serpents that inhabit America's river ecosystems, none is more perfectly adapted for ambush hunting than the copperhead, also known as Achistrodon contortrix. The copperhead. This medium-sized viper has earned its place as the most commonly encountered venomous snake in the United States through a combination of exceptional camouflage, wide distribution, and a hunting strategy that brings it into frequent contact with unsuspecting humans. The copperhead's mastery lies not in size or potent venom, but in its ability to become virtually invisible in its natural habitat. Growing 2 to 3 feet in length with distinctive hourglass-shaped bands, these serpents blend seamlessly into leaf litter and riverbanks. Their cryptic coloration and pattern create such effective camouflage that hikers, swimmers, and fishermen often step within striking distance without ever realizing the danger lurking mere inches away. Unlike their more aggressive cottonmouth cousins, copperheads rely on stealth and patience rather than confrontation. They possess heat-sensing pits that detect the infrared radiation emitted by warm-blooded prey, making them incredibly efficient nocturnal hunters. When threatened, they exhibit a fascinating behavioral adaptation, vibrating their tails against dry leaves to mimic the warning sound of rattlesnakes, despite lacking actual rattles. The venom of the copperhead represents a different class of danger than other pit vipers. University of Georgia Cooperative. Extension experts note that copperheads have the least toxic venom among U.S. pit vipers. Bites are painful but rarely fatal, often from accidental steps. However, this relatively mild potency is offset by the sheer frequency of encounters, making copperheads responsible for the majority of venomous snake bites in America. The hemotoxic venom causes excruciating pain, severe swelling, and tissue damage that can lead to secondary infections or long-term mobility issues. They are responsible for 2,000 to 3,000 bites yearly, the most common U.S. snake bite. While the fatality rate remains low at approximately 0.01%, complications such as compartment syndrome can arise without proper medical care, particularly in remote river locations. The distribution of copperheads encompasses some of America's most popular river systems and recreational areas. They are commonly found along the Potomac River spanning Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia, the Ohio River Valley covering Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana, and the Tennessee River system throughout Tennessee and Alabama. Additionally, they inhabit Appalachian streams, including the New River and Connecticut River tributaries, bringing them into contact with millions of outdoor enthusiasts annually. Live science herpetology reviews confirm that they inflict more bites than any U.S. snake due to camouflage in leaf litter near rivers, but fatalities are under 0.01%. This statistic reveals the paradox of copperhead encounters. They are simultaneously the most likely venomous snake to bite humans and the least likely to cause death, creating a false sense of security that can lead to delayed or inadequate medical treatment. The Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection highlights a critical issue in copperhead identification. Confusion with non-venomous water snakes leads to unnecessary fear. This misidentification works both ways. Harmless water snakes are often killed out of mistaken fear, while dangerous copperheads may be overlooked or approached carelessly by those who mistake them for harmless species. Copperhead activity patterns create predictable windows of heightened danger for river users. They are most active during warm evenings and early morning hours when they hunt for prey. During hot summer days, they seek shelter under rocks, logs, or dense vegetation near water sources, making them particularly dangerous for anyone who inadvertently disturbs their hiding places. The seasonal behavior of copperheads adds another layer of risk assessment for outdoor enthusiasts. Spring emergence coincides with increased human activity in river environments, while fall aggregation behaviors can create temporary concentrations of multiple individuals in favorable hibernation sites. Understanding these patterns allows for better risk management during peak encounter periods. Recent data from emergency rooms across copperhead habitat ranges shows concerning trends in bite incidents. While overall numbers remain relatively stable, there's been an increase in severe reactions and complications, possibly due to delayed treatment or inadequate medical response in rural areas where many river encounters occur. The psychological impact of copperhead encounters often exceeds the physical trauma. Their exceptional camouflage means that bites frequently occur without warning, creating lasting anxiety about hiking, fishing, or swimming in previously enjoyed locations. Many victims report difficulty returning to outdoor activities even after successful treatment and recovery. Let's now take you into the rocky shallows and muddy bottoms of America's rivers, where dwells a creature that most people dismiss as harmless, a mistake that can lead to painful injuries and serious infections. Crayfish. Freshwater crayfish, resembling miniature lobsters, have evolved into aggressive territorial defenders whose powerful claws can deliver surprisingly devastating injuries to unsuspecting humans wading through their domain. These armored crustaceans, including species like the invasive rusty crayfish, Faxonius rusticus, can grow up to 6 inches in length and possess pincers capable of exerting force up to 100 times their body weight. While this might seem insignificant compared to larger predators, the reality of crayfish encounters tells a different story, one of puncture wounds, crushing injuries, and serious secondary infections that can require extensive medical intervention. The danger posed by crayfish extends far beyond their impressive claw strength. These bottom-dwelling scavengers carry a host of parasites and bacteria, including the notorious crayfish plague fungus and dangerous bacteria like Vibrio, which can cause severe infections in even minor wounds. When crayfish claws penetrate human skin, they introduce these pathogens directly into the bloodstream, creating conditions for rapidly spreading infections. Purdue University ecologists have documented a disturbing correlation between ecosystem degradation and crayfish aggression. In degraded streams, high crayfish density correlates with injuries to fish and humans, serving as a quality indicator. Fewer injuries signal healthier habitats. This research suggests that polluted or disturbed river environments produce more aggressive crayfish populations, increasing the risk to human recreational users. The invasion of non-native crayfish species has dramatically escalated the danger these creatures pose to humans. Invasive rusty crayfish in the Midwest have displaced 20+ native species, with Purdue studies showing increased injury reports due to bolder behavior. These invasive populations exhibit heightened territorial aggression and reduced fear responses to humans, making encounters more likely and more dangerous. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service biologists note that invasive species like rusty crayfish increase competitive injuries to natives, reducing resource access in invaded rivers. This ecological disruption creates concentrated populations of stressed, aggressive crayfish that are more likely to attack anything perceived as a threat, including human waders and swimmers. The geographic distribution of dangerous crayfish encounters spans the breadth of America's river systems. Prime danger zones include the Mississippi River through Missouri and Arkansas stretches, the Columbia River Basin in Washington and Oregon, Great Lakes tributaries throughout Michigan, and Midwestern streams like Big Creek and the St. Francis River. These waterways represent some of the most popular recreational fishing and wading destinations in the country. A comprehensive Wiley study on signal crayfish revealed alarming ecosystem-wide impacts that indirectly increase human risk. Strong negative impacts on macroinvertebrates and fish in upland streams, with invaded areas showing 30% reductions in fish populations. This ecological collapse forces remaining crayfish to compete more aggressively for limited resources, increasing their territorial behavior and likelihood of defensive attacks. The injury patterns from crayfish encounters typically involve deep puncture wounds from their sharp-pointed claws, crushing damage from their powerful grip, and extensive bruising from prolonged pinching. Unlike cuts from knives or other clean instruments, crayfish wounds are ragged and contaminated with organic matter from river bottoms, creating ideal conditions for anaerobic bacterial growth. Medical professionals treating crayfish injuries report consistent patterns of complications, including cellulitis, lymphangitis, and in severe cases, necrotizing fasciitis, the flesh-eating bacterial infection that can require amputation to stop its spread. The muddy, nutrient-rich environment of river bottoms where crayfish live provides perfect breeding conditions for these dangerous pathogens. Recent trends in crayfish-related injuries show increasing incident rates, correlating with growing populations of invasive species and expanding recreational use of river systems. Emergency room data from Midwestern states indicates a significant uptick in crayfish-related wounds requiring antibiotic treatment, surgical cleaning, or tetanus shots. The behavioral ecology of aggressive crayfish species includes several factors that make human encounters more dangerous. They are most active during twilight hours when visibility is reduced, they exhibit heightened aggression during molting periods when they're vulnerable, and they show increased territorial behavior during mating seasons. Their ability to remain motionless for extended periods means they often go unnoticed until accidentally stepped on or handled. Prevention strategies focus on understanding crayfish habitat preferences and behavior patterns, but the cryptic nature of these creatures and their widespread distribution make complete avoidance nearly impossible for anyone engaging in river recreation activities. Then comes the most dangerous one, the brain-eating amoeba. In the warm, seemingly innocent waters of American rivers lurks perhaps the most terrifying creature of all, one so small it can only be seen under a microscope, yet so deadly that it claims the lives of nearly everyone it encounters. Naegleria fowleri, known colloquially as the brain-eating amoeba, represents the ultimate nightmare scenario, an invisible predator that enters through the nose during innocent recreational activities and methodically destroys its victim's brain from the inside.
We're here today at USF Health, where Dr. Dennis Kyle and his team are working hard to to find a treatment for the dangerous amoeba that's lurking in our Florida waters.
This single-celled organism, measuring just 10 to 20 microns, thrives in warm sediments and water columns where it exists as cysts, trophozoites, or flagellates, depending on environmental conditions.
Well, the problem is we have these free-living amoebae that are out in the environment. They're pretty much everywhere, in the water, in the soil, and a very small fraction of those can cause human disease. And that's what we're working on.
The mechanism of infection is as simple as it is horrifying.
What's unfortunate is when these get in the right environment, maybe get up your nose while you're swimming, playing around in water, or using it to cleanse, then they can go through the nose up into the brain and actually cause a fatal infection. This happens actually just in a few days after you're exposed.
Once inside the nasal cavity, the amoeba migrates along olfactory nerves directly into the brain tissue, where it begins consuming neurons and causing primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, PAM.
You start getting symptoms that may be like bacterial meningitis. It's often misdiagnosed as that. A few days later, coma, and followed by death.
The diagnostic challenge posed by Naegleria fowleri infections contributes significantly to their lethality. The geographic distribution of this microscopic killer corresponds directly with America's warmest river systems. The freshwater restriction focuses the danger on rivers, lakes, and warm springs across the southern United States. Recent developments have shown an alarming northward expansion of this deadly organism. Missouri's first confirmed case occurred in August 2025 from Lake of the Ozarks feeder, marking the northernmost infection on record and prompting statewide swim warnings. This geographic expansion correlates directly with climate change-driven warming of traditionally cooler northern waters. The coexistence of Naegleria fowleri with other dangerous pathogens creates compound risks for river users. Cleveland Clinic notes co-occurrence with flesh-eating Vibrio bacteria in stagnant spots, meaning that warm, still river sections harbor multiple microscopic killers simultaneously. Recent case studies underscore the continuing threat. A 2025 Texas case in the Neches River prompted immediate recreational advisories, while Missouri's unprecedented northern case forced a complete re-evaluation of risk zones previously considered safe from this microscopic predator. Which of these do you think is the most dangerous? Share your thoughts in the comments and click on the cards on screen for more.